today I have an interesting question for you, which is, does space increase your intuition? It's well known that when the astronauts go out to outer space and they perceive the planet from out there as just this one little blue marbles floating in space, that it does actually have a profound effect on them. Well, the interesting thing is that they've recently found that not only are there changes in their physiology, with the problems of weight loss and, loss of muscle mass and those normal things that we expect when, we're in an environment with much less gravity. But they've actually recently found as well that there are changes in the brain. Now, some of those changes are simply changes in the pressure of the fluid around the brain. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably related to gravity as well, because normally when we're on the planet, the bones in our skull have to push against gravity, just like all of our other bones, in order to maintain the volume in our skull. Obviously, when we don't have gravity, the bones in our skull, because your skull isn't one big solid lump of bones, it's a number of different bones, they could actually start to move apart. So that has actually meant that therefore you can end up with more fluid in your skull. So that certainly is one factor. But the other thing that they've found, and that's the thing that I want to talk about today, is that they've actually found that it increases the white matter in your brain by about 2%. So the grey matter in your brain, they're the cells, but the white matter, that's more about how all the different cells connect to each other. So as the astronauts, their white matter is increasing, it means that their brain is actually creating more connections. Now, this is probably happening because normally when we live on planet Earth, we just walk around on the flat surface. We don't need to think about, floating up and down. We don't need to think about, well, how do I manage things if I'm upside down, for example. So all of those things means that we learn to relate to our environment in a different way if we're working in a situation where there isn't that level of gravity, or So, question is does that increase your intuition? Well, the answer is, of course, it depends. And probably yes, in the sense that because intuition is about systems thinking and because it is about how everything connects to everything else, the fact that the astronauts have actually now got far more connections between the different cells in their brain probably means that for them now intuition is an easier thing, which is cool. And of course the question is, and I don't have an answer for this, but the question is, so is that why astronauts now actually perceive life on Earth differently? Because their brains are now more interconnected, their capacity to access their intuition is greater. Well, there is no definitive answer to that as yet, but I think the answer to that is yes. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe, click the like button, and let me know if you are interested in these kind of videos where I'm talking about the intuitive implications for scientific findings. But until next time, remember that you're brilliant.